Thank you,
Hi,
sir.
everyone. This is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe, and way over there is Mr. Trey Calloway. And Trey is going to tell me who Trey is and where he is and what he does and why he does it. Kind of.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Nigel. My name is Trey Calloway, and I'm originally from the great state of North Carolina, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and make country records out here, and it's a lot of fun. And I've got a brand new single. Hopefully, you've heard it. I think it's called "Your Love Is Safe with Me."
I
I think
have.
you've heard it. We were talking just a
Yeah.
little bit ago about it, and man, those were some kind words you said about the song. That really makes me feel good. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I was doing was you've on your website, there are a bunch of videos.
Mhm.
One of those is kind of like live at Mickey's, and I clicked on this because I thought, okay, what is this? And it's
Mhm.
just you with an acoustic guitar
Mhm.
uh, playing at somebody's what looks like a ranch to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story of who that guy is when you get done with what you're saying. I'll tell you the story about who that is.
Well, it was just that, talking about country music and what I like to listen to and what you seem to enjoy playing. You were talking and you made a quote about Charlie Daniels and The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and where are those songs today?
Yeah,
And I thought, wow, that really kind of sums it up for me. And I
yeah.
know for a bunch of other people too, and
Thank you, Nigel. That means a lot to me. You saying that, buddy. Appreciate you.
bring back the
You've
pedal steel.
definitely done your homework. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
no,
Thank you,
I
sir.
really enjoyed. I tell you what, I mean, I'm a guitar player myself, and if there's one thing I
Mhm.
particularly like doing, it's playing acoustic. And I think I play more acoustic stuff these days than I do the electric. And to watch you on that kind, really live, um, with just an acoustic guitar and just your voice, that is really back to the roots kind of stuff.
Yes,
And
sir.
you really hear what a song is about when you hear it performed in that way,
Yep.
because there
Yes,
is
sir.
nowhere to hide if you're
Nope.
playing acoustic. You
There's
sing
nowhere to
into
hide. No,
you sing
no
into a
auto tune to
microphone,
hide in.
play the guitar, and there are no fancy tricks going on.
Yes, sir.
You got to do the business anyway. So that's
Yes,
what I
sir.
wanted to say about that. But you
Well,
you
thank you.
carry on saying what you were saying.
So thank you very much, first off. And that is a fellow named Michael, but he was actually the drummer of the band Three Dog Night that had
Oh,
Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog or Joy
all
to the
right.
World.
Yeah,
So it's that guy, and he just loves music, rock and roll, country, blues, whatever. And he has all kinds of music and musicians come out to his ranch, and he does kind of like a live at Daryl type of thing,
hmm,
where he's built a little studio in his house. And man, it turned out really good the way they've got it set up in there. And just a super nice guy. He and I have become great friends. And yeah, he just wants you to actually be able to play and come in there and do the thing in one or two takes. I think we did one take of each song. And, it's kind of like, I never claimed to be the world's best singer, but, you sort of kind of got to be able to get it all out in one take if you're going
yeah,
to pretend to be a musician. So, and one of the good things about Nashville now is I think Nashville is getting back to a little bit of we want a little bit more authenticity in our music nowadays, and which is a good thing to have, good problem to have. And you're always going to have your pop country. That's never going to go away. It's never really gone away. It's always been around ever since country music was a thing. You've had people who've incorporated more pop sentiments into their country music. Um, I mean, from Gentleman Jim Reeves on the original
yeah.
Opry all the way to Dolly Parton and Alabama. I mean, they had poppy sentiment. Kenny Rogers had some, poppy stuff in his music, and Ronnie Millsap, for example, had some poppier sounded stuff. So I don't think pop country is necessarily a bad thing, but I think if it's completely unrecognizable from being country music, that's when you've kind of gotten into a problem. So there's a class of guys like me and girls and female artists as well who are just saying, we want the pedal steel, we want the
Yeah.
twang, we want the tellies and the fiddles back. So that's kind of what we're in the middle of is hopefully a renaissance of old school country coming back around.
I got a bunch of other stuff I wanted to ask you. I mean, on my other
Absolutely.
screen, just right here, I've got your website up here, and I'm looking at your the gig schedule in February. And I
Mhm.
wanted to ask you about a couple of the places that you played in February. I've got things like the local and live stream and the local Hendersonville and the local music row freak show round.
Yes, sir.
Is the local a particular place? And what is the live stream?
Yes, sir. So the local is, in my humble opinion, one of the best clubs in Nashville. It has become comparable to the Bluebird, maybe a little bit more of a rowdy joint than the Bluebird is. I guess
Okay.
the Bluebird is a place where you have to sit and be quiet and listen to the music and be very respectful, which is a good thing. I think you should listen to artists who are performing their original music when it's that sort of vibe and mood. That's a good thing to be quiet and listen. But the local is almost like, hey, you're still playing your original music, but the crowd's here to have a good time. So if your song isn't very good, they're not going to pay attention, which is another kind of trial by fire type of a way to test out original music too. But we play every Friday night at the local. What you're talking about, the Freak Show, that is one of the more famous ride arounds in
Okay.
Nashville. And a ride around is where, for I'm sure you probably know, but your folks listening at home might not know that it's where three or four artists will be up on stage, usually on bar stools, and they'll take turns playing one of their original music, one of their original songs. And usually they'll play three or four songs. So it usually takes about an hour. And so Freak Show does from 6 o'clock to like 10 o'clock. And then at 10:30, my band will take over and play until closing time. And so we turned the local into a honky tonk
Okay.
after
Sounds
10
good.
o'clock. So I would say you and I probably are kindred spirits. We probably
Yes.
had to get pretty good at entertaining crowds. What was it that you did while you were in your country band? What did you sing or did you play guitar or
I did both. I was one of the lead singers
very cool.
and the lead guitar player.
Very cool, man.
And
Maybe you can come out to Nashville and jam with us one of these days.
well,
I'd love
it's
that.
interesting you say that because watching you play the acoustic guitar, the way you play, the kind of chords you play, and the way you play, we're really quite similar. I tend to
Yeah.
use very similar chords and
Come on,
chord
man.
sequences. And I'm thinking to myself this afternoon, man, I wish I could just get up and jam with this guy. We,
You're welcome. If you happen to be in Nashville, Tennessee,
yeah,
in the United States, within the next few months or anytime really, and it's a Friday around 10:30 p.m., you
yeah.
got a place to go and jam.
One of the other things I was looking at on your website is, looking at the merch. I always like looking at the merch. And there is one T-shirt that says the Alcoholics Hall of Fame.
Oh Lord. I
Oh
need to,
dear.
man. We've almost sold out of those. I need
Yeah, I
to
bet.
I need to update my merch. It needs to be updated very much because I'm not touring right now. I'm more or less working on making records more than
Yeah.
anything right now.
Okay.
So we haven't been touring as much. I haven't needed to keep merch on hand really. So yeah, it was just a single, man, and people still to this day come up and they love that song, and those shirts sold like hotcakes, man. They really did.
So what's up next for Trey Calloway?
Well, we are working on a new album already. The Wanted Man album did really well, and we've got a couple of standalone singles that we're releasing in the meantime. That was Your Love Is Safe With Me is one of those
Mhm.
singles, one of those standalone singles, and it's doing great. It's out of the gate kind of exploded on Spotify. It's my number one streaming week one song ever. I mean, I think it's pushing 400,000 streams now. It's just insane. And we've got one more single that's going to come out March 21st, if I'm not mistaken. A brand new single coming out March 21st. And then we're going to start dropping singles off the new album. We've got a Memorial Day song that's going to be coming out first and kind of a military song. And then we will start dropping singles off that album sometime late spring, early summer is what we're thinking. And we don't have a concept or a title for the album or really anything. We're getting ready to shoot some of the artwork and stuff, but other than that, we're still kind of putting the pieces together, which is my favorite part of making an album is, oh, this would be a good song to put on here. Oh, we should do it like this. And the album should be called this. I love that process. It's stressful, but I love that process. That's what we're really just working on making records. But I would say if I had a goal for this year or next year, it would be to tour. It would be to get touring on a bigger national acts, maybe open it up for a bigger national act would be a lot of fun. I'm ready to get me in the band and stick us in a van with all of our gear and follow some big tour around the country. I'm ready for that.
Good. I better wrap this up. I'm supposed to sort of keep these interviews nice and short, which never
Yeah.
works.
All right. We'll talk
And
again soon.
all the best for you.
Thank you, sir. See you,
Bye.
buddy.